Miyamoto Musashi stands as a figure who transcended the boundaries of Japanese folklore to become a global symbol of absolute discipline, strategy, and spiritual awakening. In popular consciousness, he is often remembered simply as an undefeated sword master, a masterless ronin who emerged victorious from over 60 life-or-death duels. Yet this fierce reputation reflects only the surface of his enduring legacy. Musashi's true achievement lies not merely in his battlefield triumphs, but in how he transformed the brutal mechanics of combat into a comprehensive philosophy of existence. For him, the sword ceased to be a mere weapon of steel. It evolved into an instrument for understanding reality, a tool for relentless self-improvement, and a key to aligning oneself with the fundamental laws of the universe. At a time when Japan was undergoing a painful transition from the blood-soaked civil wars of the Sengoku period to the rigid social order and peace of the Edo era, Musashi forged a bridge between the raw violence of the past and the refined arts of the future. To truly comprehend the phenomenon of Musashi, one must examine the turbulent historical stage upon which he entered. The late 16th and early 17th centuries in Japan were defined by monumental social upheaval. Decades of relentless conflict during the Warring States period had forged a culture where survival depended entirely on martial efficiency, and a samurai of this era was first and foremost a pragmatic warrior. However, following the decisive Battle of Sekigahara in the year 1600, a monumental clash in which a young Musashi is traditionally believed to have fought, the Tokugawa clan established firm control over the nation. Decades of enduring peace followed. The role of the samurai transformed rapidly as military readiness lost its daily necessity. A rigid bureaucratic system replaced the chaotic warfare of the past, leaving thousands of masterless warriors, known as ronin, wandering a changing land. In this new peacetime society, many swordsmen turned toward the aestheticization of martial arts. Swordsmanship began to mutate into a ceremonial duel sport, burdened by rigid formalism, artificial rules, and elaborate rituals that held little value in genuine combat. Musashi fundamentally rejected this trend. He rebelled against the superficial ornamentation of fighting arts, steadfastly defending the raw, original essence of the way of the sword, absolute victory over the enemy and over one's own ego, achieved without wasted motion or comforting illusions. To fully understand Musashi's development, we must trace his transformation through his rigorous physical and spiritual training, known as shugyo. His journey unfolded across distinct phases, evolving from a raw pursuit of martial dominance toward profound inner realization and artistic mastery. His path began at a remarkably early age. Musashi fought his first life-or-death duel when he was just 13 years old, defeating a traveling swordsman named Arimakihei. This initial encounter set the trajectory for his entire youth, leading to years of wandering through remote provinces, challenging the most formidable masters of his time, and enduring a harsh life under the open sky. A pivotal chapter in his early life was his intense conflict with the prestigious Yoshioka school in Kyoto. Musashi systematically challenged and defeated the head of the school, Yoshioka Seijiro, followed by his brother Denshitairo. In a desperate bid to restore their honor, dozens of Yoshioka school members laid an ambush for Musashi, bringing along their newly appointed child leader. Musashi anticipated the trap, killed the young head of the clan in the initial chaos, and successfully fought his way through the surrounding swordsmen. It was during these brutal encounters that Musashi began fully utilizing his revolutionary technique of wielding two blades simultaneously, the long katana and the shorter wakizashi. A style that would later be formalized as the Nitten-ichi Ryu, or the School of Two Heavens as one. The most legendary clash of Musashi's life occurred in 1612 on the isolated shores of Ganryujima Island against Sasaki Kojiro, a master renowned throughout the provinces as the demon of the western provinces. Kojiro was a virtuoso who wielded an exceptionally long blade known as a nodachi, practicing a devastating technique dubbed the swallow cut. In this legendary duel, Musashi relied not merely on physical force, but on psychological warfare and tactical genius. Musashi intentionally arrived several hours late for the duel, forcing Kojiro to wait under the scorching sun until his patience dissolved into anger. During the boat ride to the island, Musashi carved a heavy wooden sword, or bakken, from a spare oar, crafting a weapon that surpassed even Kojiro's long steel in reach. Upon landing on the beach, Musashi positioned himself so that the glare of the setting sun blinded his opponent while the incoming tide hindered Kojiro's footwork. The duel ended in a fraction of a second with a single, decisive blow from Musashi's wooden staff. He had defeated his formidable rival, yet this victory marked a profound psychological turning point. At roughly 30 years of age, Musashi realized that his past victories had relied on natural physical strength, technical skill, or clever tactics, rather than a deep, spiritual comprehension of the ultimate way. Following this realization, Musashi withdrew from public dueling to spend his mature years contemplating his vast experience. The culmination of his life's reflection was the fundamental treatise known as Gorin no Sho, or the Book of Five Rings, which he authored near the end of his life while living as a recluse in the Ryujendo cave. The treatise is structured into 5 distinct books, each corresponding to an element of classical philosophy. The Book of Ground establishes the bedrock principles of his school, emphasizing fundamental discipline, timing, and an unvarnished understanding of the warrior's craft. The Book of Water focuses on physical and mental adaptability, teaching that the spirit must remain fluid like water, adopting the shape of any vessel while retaining the power to break through any obstacle. The Book of Fire dives into the chaotic dynamic of combat, analyzing battle tactics, opponent psychology, and the art of imposing one's will while anticipating an enemy's intent. The Book of Wind offers a critical appraisal of rival martial traditions, warning against over-reliance on unusually long swords, unnecessary flashy movements, or blind devotion to secret techniques. Finally, the Book of Void represents the philosophical summit of his teachings, describing a state of mind entirely free from ego, bias, and fear, where action becomes immediate, intuitive, and absolute. At the core of Musashi's worldview is the concept of void, or ku. This state is not a form of nihilism or empty nothingness, but a heightened awareness unburdened by obsession over victory or defeat. A warrior who reaches the void acts instantaneously without hesitation, moving in harmony with the natural rhythm of the universe. In the final days of his life, Musashi compressed his personal ethos into a brief document titled Decoding, meaning the way of walking alone. Composed of 21 stark precepts, it outlines an uncompromising path of self-reliance, advising practitioners to never regret past actions, never seek ease for its own sake, and remain detached from transient desires. Musashi insisted on the fundamental unity of all crafts, teaching that once a person truly grasps the essence of the way through swordsmanship, they can understand the underlying principles of any endeavor, whether constructing a building, painting a canvas, or governing a province. Musashi's commitment to this philosophy was vividly demonstrated in the second half of his life, when he emerged as an accomplished master of traditional Japanese arts. For Musashi, there was no conceptual divide between the stroke of a sword and the sweep of a paintbrush. Both disciplines demanded absolute concentration, an absence of doubt, and a keen sense of spatial harmony. Just as a decisive sword strike leaves no room for hesitation, a single stroke of black ink on delicate rice paper cannot be erased or corrected. His ink wash paintings in the Sumi-e style are today celebrated as national treasures of Japan. Masterpieces such as Shrike on a Dead Branch and his depictions of Bodhidharma display an extraordinary economy of line, raw energy, and expressive power. With a few swift, precise movements of his brush, he captured the vital essence of his subjects in the same manner he once commanded the battlefield. Beyond painting, Musashi produced refined wooden sculptures of Buddhist figures, designed exquisite sword guards known as tsuba, and contributed to garden design and urban planning. His entire existence became an integrated work of art in which daily habits, tactical thought, and creative expression operated in perfect equilibrium. The legacy of Miyamoto Musashi extends far beyond the borders of feudal Japan. In the modern era, the Book of Five Rings has become essential reading for business leaders and strategists worldwide, as its insights into adaptability, timing, detachment, and competitive analysis translate seamlessly into modern decision-making. His martial innovations live on through the continued practice of Nitten Ichiryu, while his psychological principles influence the evolution of Kendo, Aikido, and contemporary combat arts. Miyamoto Musashi left behind no vast empire or material riches, but rather a timeless framework for achieving profound inner freedom. By transforming his life into the ultimate art of the sword, he demonstrated that true mastery begins where aggression ends. He proved that regardless of one's vocation, the ultimate duel is never fought against an external enemy, but against one's own ego, fears, and illusions.